Hi Matrix, welcome back to another one of our video lessons. So we're going to continue on page 222, which is Unit 2, Exchange Rates. So this is the last section of this financial section that we've been doing. So we're going to look at how to estimate the value of a currency in relation to other countries. Okay. So an exchange rate is the price of one currency in terms of another. These rates are set by the supply and demand of goods and services provided by the various countries. Okay guys, so I'm sure everyone is familiar with the exchange rate. So if you go traveling somewhere abroad and let's say you need US dollars, you need to go to the airport to say a bank where they can exchange currencies, and you need to buy US dollars, and there's an exchange rate at which you trade South African Rand for US dollars. Okay, now that rate is a fluctuating rate. There's different factors that affect it, and every day it could change. Okay, it's not set in stone, say 1 to 1 or 1 to 2 or whatever it is. All right, so exchange rates between two currencies can be stated in terms of one or the other. For example, the Rand dollar exchange rate can be stated in terms of dollars, $1 to 10 Rand, or in Rands, 1 Rand is $0.1. If the demand for Rands increases, it becomes more valuable. The price of the Rand will increase. For example, 1 Rand will now be $0.2. Okay, guys, remember it's all got to do with supply and demand. If there's more people demanding foreign currency, then more the price of that foreign currency is going to go up. The same thing with any market. If the demand of anything increases, price usually moves up. Most currencies are floating, which means that their value changes according to market trends. A strong currency is a currency that is worth more in relation to other currencies. So basically, if let's say $1 costs 2 Rand, US dollar is a strong currency, Rand is the weak currency because $1 can buy 2 South African Rands. Okay. However, this makes a strong currency is a currency that is worth more in relation to other currencies. However, this makes exports more expensive in other countries. Strong currencies are considered to be safe and relatively stable. A weak or soft currency often fluctuates in value, and these currencies are generally found in countries with less stable or weaker economies. Okay. When traveling to countries where different currencies are used, it is useful to be able to convert to your own currency using approximations rather than a calculator. All right, guys, so the exchange rates work really easy. So let's have an example. Let's say 1 USD equals to 6 Rand, okay, for argument's sake. All right, let's make it 5 Rands to make it even easier, okay? So now if I say, right, I have 20 USD, how much is that in Rands? Okay, well, we know 1 USD is 5 Rand. We have 20 of them, so it's got to be 20 times 5. And that would be Rand, which is 100 Rand. Okay. So that's the easy conversion, right? When it's already done for you. But let's say now, instead of this, I say, well, I have 200 Rand. How many dollars can I buy with that? Okay. Well, we gotta now find what is the price. Well, basically not the price. How much US dollars can 1 Rand get us? Because we have 200 Rand. If we can find out how much dollars 1 Rand can get us, we just multiply by that. Okay. So what we can do is we can convert this formula, right? We can divide both sides by 5. Okay, we divide by 5, divide by 5. So here we get 1 Rand. Okay, 5's cancel, we get 1 Rand. And 1 Rand is 1 over 5 USD. Okay, now we can multiply. Now we can say, well, 1 Rand is this many dollars. We have 200 Rand. So we're going to say 200 multiplied by 1 over 5, which equals to 20 divided by 5 is 40 USD. Okay, so 200 Rand can buy us $40. Okay, obviously, you didn't have to go through this conversion if you understand how the exchange rate formula works. You just had to divide by the price of $1. Okay, so if you have 200 Rand, how many dollars can I buy? Well, what is the price of $1? It's 5 Rand. Well, divide 200 by 5 and we get 40. Okay, it gives you exactly the same answer. It's just two different methods to get there. All right, so if we look at exercise 6, okay, so it says use the graph below to answer the following questions. The graph the graph shows the value of the South African rand to the moon dollar over the period of 40 years. Okay, you might be asking yourself, what is a moon dollar? It's nothing in particular. From what I gather, it's just a made-up currency on the moon, a moon dollar, unless I'm wrong and there is such a thing as a moon dollar. But either way, it doesn't matter. All we're interested in is the graph. So if we look at this graph, it shows us amount in rands and the year. Okay, so number one, approximately how much did the moon dollar cost in rands in various years? Okay, guys, so you just have to look at the graph, give me the values in rands. Number two, over which period was the exchange rate between the rand and moon dollar relatively stable? Okay, you can comment on that. Number 3 and 4, what has happened to the exchange rate since 2002? And number 4, why would the moon dollar be referred to as strong currency over the period of time indicated in the graph? Okay, so think about what we said about strong and weak currencies. So a strong currency is worth more in terms of a weaker currency. So $1 to 5 Rand. US dollar is the strong currency. So look at what's happening to the price of the moon dollar as we move throughout the years. What is happening? Is it strengthening or is it weakening? Okay, think about that. Right, let's go to the next page. So to understand the exchange rate and the buying power of currency in a particular country, consider the scenario in the box alongside. Okay, so they say the exchange rate is 10 Rand for $1. A handbag costs 100 Rand in South Africa and $10 in America. If the rand appreciated to 5 Rand per dollar. Okay, so what happened there is our currency has strengthened. Okay, it's still weak compared to US dollar, but the movement from 10 Rand to 5 Rand is a strengthening in our currency. So our currency became worth more in terms of dollars than it was before. But the price of the bag remained the same. The bag would still cost 100 Rand in South Africa. Okay, so in the bag in South Africa is still 100 Rand. But remember, now we can buy twice as many dollars, okay, with our same 100 Rand. But it would cost the equivalent of 50 Rand in USA. Why? Because $10 is now 10 times 5 is only 50 Rand. In the same way, the bag will still cost $10 in the USA, but that same bag will now cost the equivalent of $20 in South Africa. The result is that South Africans will purchase more bags from the USA, South African imports will increase, and Americans will purchase fewer bags from South Africa. South African exports will decrease. Okay, so do you see what has happened? Our currency has strengthened, so we can now buy more things from abroad at a higher price because our currency is worth more in terms of their currency. And the foreigners can buy less stuff from us because now the price of our goods has gone up compared to what it used to for them. So our exports will decrease and our imports will increase as South Africa. Okay, some economics for you guys there. Right, the result, okay, we've read the result. Remember that the exchange rates change all the time. You can obtain accurate rates online. Okay, great. Let's look at exercise 7. Using the explanation alongside, answer the following questions. So 100 bags cost $100 US. what is the cost of one bag in South Africa in rands? Okay, guys, so number 1 refers before the exchange rate change. Number 2 is when now these things changed. And then comment on the buying power of South African rand. So it's pretty much what I just spoke about now. Let's look at worked example. Number 1, estimate the following amounts to South African rands using the given approximations. So we give you an exchange rate and we ask you calculate this amount in various currencies. So the first one is 120 pounds, where 1 pound is 13 rand 0.0091. So what are we going to do there? Well, we know the price of 1 pound in rands. We have 120 of those pounds. So we're going to multiply 120 by 13.0091 and we'll get the answer in rands. The same thing is going to happen for the 500 euros. And okay, so if we do 1.1 and 1.2, they're more or less the same. If we look at 1.3, THB1 is THB1 600. No, what is going on here? THB1 is a currency and 600 is obviously the amount. THB1 to South African rand is 0.26637 rand. Okay, so there again, what you're going to do is you're going to multiply 600 by 0.26637. Okay, anyone know what is THB? Okay, if we look at the did you know box, THB is for the Thai baht. Okay, so the Thai money. All right, cool. Number 2, estimate the following South African rands using the exchange rate stated. 800 rand to British pounds. All right, so this is where you now have to divide the rands by the price. So you have 800 rand. How many pounds can we get? Well, what is the price of 1 pound? It is 13 rand. So 800 divided by 13 would give us approximately 62 pounds. They get 61.54, but you can round it off to the nearest units. Okay. 2.2 and 2.3 is exactly the same idea. So you have to divide the amount of money you have by the price of one of those currencies. Guys, this is an easy section, but people always make mistakes because they don't know when to multiply and when to divide. So think about it, right? What are you buying? How much does that thing cost? Remember, you are just buying money, other currency. It's like buying pens. It's the same thing. You know, if a pen costs 2 rand and I have 50 rand, how many pens can I buy? Well, 50 rand divided by the price of a pen, 25. Same thing with the currency. You're just buying pieces of paper from another country. All right, cool, guys. So I want you to do exercise 8 for homework, and then we will be done with this chapter, and we'll continue with plans, chapter 9, and we'll do that hopefully in class on Monday when I see you. All right, guys, so do that, and you can also do the revision. The revision is a test on chapter 8. Cool, guys. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I really hope I'll see everyone on Monday. Cheers, guys.